Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Elden Ring DLC, Shadow of the Erdtree, with our character Sir Husbando, the strongest of the strong. And I guess we're continuing our fight with the final boss, but we can also just mess around and see what else we maybe haven't found in the Elden Ring DLC yet. Obviously, there's a whole spooky section that's optional.
I'm sure there's like dragons to fight too.
Yeah, lots of dragons I haven't fought for sure. Actually, are there any more remembrances that I haven't cashed in? Look at more weapons and spells.
Probably. There was something last time you said you forgot to check out. I don't remember what that was.
Hey, gave the gem. You're pretty early. Precog confirmed. Oh, well, there's this girl's thing. Yeah, I don't know what this does. Don't need the raising potency of storms. Not unless I feel like using Stormcaller Axe all of a sudden. And there's Cleaver and the Pole Blade. There's also a Scarlet Rot spell. Would I be able to cast this? Probably not. It seems like the spells cost quite a bit. Oh, this is an Ash of War. I thought it was a spell at first. What kind of Ash of War is this? Frost Stomp. Okay.
Yeah, there was a Ash of War that they nerfed into like basically can't be used anymore. Because people were invading low-level players and killing them with it.
That sounds about right. Okay.
So they might be adding some variant to that because it was very popular. I didn't really see the appeal. I thought the animation was kind of stupid and...
Yeah, I remember people talking about it. But, eh. Yeah, not that great. Alright, I think we already got all we needed. This was it, right? I think so. Nope, that's the wrong one. Yeah. Is it this? Well, let's pass this anyways. I'll say that this was kind of a neat boss fight. Why, hello. You're just gonna stay here? Everybody else is dead. Wonder if I can talk to him afterwards or something. Maybe he's just a permanent new merchant.
Hey, Yeshua and Yard. Jello people.
She's still here too.
It's cute. Like, hello people. Like Jello people.
Heyo, everybody. We're getting back to kicking butt Yes. I don't know if I should change anything about this strategy, but so far it's working okay. So we might as well just keep on doing it until it really works okay.
And you look cool, which is
That's
the most important thing, really.
Get in. So how's everybody's day? Our day has been quite peaceful, nice and quiet in the house for the first time in what feels like forever. Very nice. Well, that's how the cookie crumbles. Is everything okay?
Yeah.
Alright.
Just zoning out a little bit.
I wasn't sure if there was something important going on.
No.
Well, you actually let me summon him. And oh, I did get cold on him. I just never saw the frostbite proc. And I was thinking to myself, why isn't it procking yet?
It's crazy how good the frostbite is, because your weapon doesn't really.
It's even better when it's both frostbite and bleed.
That is true.
All reliable?
You could go for it.
Eyes opening with this, huh? Obviously, much better if I can actually get off the wild swings. If my summons do their job. And then again, maybe his swings just go all over the place and maybe I'll get fun. I don't know. Change the Ash of War first. I just am doing the lead.
Oh, is it? I thought I saw a frost icon in the corner.
It's an icon that says there's an Ash of War on there.
Oh, okay.
It is not the frost one. Because I'm a dumb. Does a little bit of magic damage. Funny thing, not when you cast the spell. just when other enemies cast the spell.
Yeah, it gets completely blocked normally. Hey, David Myers,
Hey,
and
I'll
hey,
change
Oscar.
change that -4 to put Frost on there. And we'll see how much of a difference that makes. Yeah, probably is pretty decent. So long as I can keep the summons distracting him.
Is there anything else I should order?
Uncrustables.
Really?
Nah, it's fine.
'Cause I figure we still have some.
Yeah, we do still have some. Ooh, thank you, Will.
That giant thing of mango nectar is only $6.55.
What a steal. Oh, come on. Summons, you're fucking killing me. I know what you're thinking. Oh, Dannphan, why did you parry him during that move? Well, who the fuck does a backward somersault after slicing downward? It's very strange.
Oh, you mean like the, I don't know, they called it something stupid, like a guard counter? Like when you right trigger after
Yeah.
blocking? Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're gonna open up with that move. Why wouldn't you? It's so powerful. Why wouldn't you just open up with that move? Only makes sense.
I'm wondering if I should get more of that mango nectar. Probably not, right? Like, I think it has tons of sugar in it. Certainly tastes super sweet.
You know, I just made a blocking character in a world that hates blocking characters. Flax.
Flax, a falx.
Oh, is that what it said?
Yes. Not a
Oh yeah,
falx.
there is an L there. Sorry, I have dyslexia. You know I'm retarded.
No, you don't. Nobody has dyslexia. Everybody with like bad reading comprehension will tell me, not that that's you. I'm just saying, like, so many people claim to have dyslexia.
Man, they just decided not to give you any opportunity.
He certainly seems like what he should seem like in his prime. You know? Like, he looks like
I would argue that he should seem
more powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like just beating me with like very normal attacks, you know? Whereas before it was like turning into meteors and riding on a anti-gravity horse and stuff. That didn't hit him? Didn't want this fucking combo of all time. It's the wrong class. Didn't hit him. Alright. Just kill him.
They also have like Red Bull, which is an interesting.
Red Bull sucks. Sorry, what?
Yeah, it's an interesting option. It's 24 count for $42. It's not terrible. Pop-Tarts and Dr. Pepper have made a comeback for some reason.
Have they?
They beat Pepsi for number 2 slot for the first time ever.
Dr.
What?
Pepper did?
And what is Coke, number 1 or something?
Wow. You just killed all of them, huh?
It's cheat mode. Yeah, I don't know. The summoning feels like a totally balanced part of the game. I don't know why people were crying about it so much. Because you have to, leave yourself like...
normal.
Yeah, like you leave yourself super open to cast. There's better things to cast your magic on usually. Like, how is casting, what's it called, Holy Vow? How is that less unfair than, like, you're just 15% better and you just go into the fight, like, beating the shit out of the boss?
I guess because they figure, well, it's supposed to simulate co-op, and using co-op makes the game easy. And I didn't have any friends to play with when I was a... That's the problem. Although it looks very similar, as do many of the incantations.
That increases all your resistances to stuff. It's not a bad one to have equipped, but I don't think you need it for this guy. Because his status stuff, he does like a little bit of bleed, but it's not crazy. I was very dyslexic as a kid.
Yeah.
I'm fine now.
Of course,
I
he
had
just
trouble
had to use that move.
with BD, QP,
Just the
all
one
mirror
move that
letter-
would kill me.
mirrored letters.
You just used it.
Yeah, you know. I don't know. I think a lot of kids have trouble with B and D. I feel like I didn't have as much of a problem because it was like in my name, and then
It's
damn.
blocking.
But so I was like forced to.
I also clicked the flask 3 times and it didn't work for any of those 3 times. This game fucking kills me on the inside.
I mean, like, if you asked me to say which direction, like, a B or a D is, like, uppercase, lowercase is facing, I might not even know. Because I think it's so automatic at this point, and then it'll just look wrong because of experience. It's like a weird kind of... So Pepsi uses fetal liver cells to taste test. What the fuck? How is that a taste test?
That doesn't sound right.
And Coke pays adults for their taste testing? Is that because Coke is not retarded? Like what? I use my colony of sea monkeys to taste test. Just pour in Coca-Cola and see what happens.
see how it is. Filthy mimic.
I heard Coke always remains number one because it was created before refrigeration and was intended to be drunk warm. It's interesting, so you have less opportunity to have a bad experience with Coke. Hey, or Honeydew. Didn't miss nothing. We're still on this guy. Had to quit Coke though, doing my health no favors. Unfortunately, I love the crap. Yeah, you're not missing much.
I never really liked Coke, to be honest. Not even when it had real cocaine in it. Stop whispering to this thing? Jeez. Oh, is this two grab and then you're instantly like hypnotized? Yeah, heart stolen. Fucking insane. Oh, I gotta shoot Chester. Ew. I mean, like, they didn't make it. I get what they're going with the whole like Griffith angle with this guy, but they didn't make it weird and seductive in Berserk. They just made him like a charming guy that other guys wanted to be like and be around, you know?
The moment I saw that character, I was like, I don't want to be like this guy at all.
Yeah, it doesn't have the same effect at all.
No, but the moment I saw the guy in Berserk, I was like, this guy is weird. I hope he dies in the next scene. Because there was a bunch of characters dying. I was watching the anime, and I was like, man, hopefully this guy gets killed. I was like, this guy is weird. I hate his rapier and shit. It's like, yeah.
I don't know what episode you were watching, but...
I just watched like the first 2 or 3. He just looks weird. He has shitty, dry hair. I mean, it looks...
Dry?
Yeah, his hair is really dry.
You mean wavy?
I mean, it's all like drawn, so there's no real hair. But if you had hair with that kind of volume that like looked like that, it would be because it's like dry and like frizzy.
I guess. I wouldn't really think of it. That wouldn't be like the first term that comes to my head though when I'm describing it. I guess I never really watched the anime, so I don't really know.
Yeah, I mean, it's just all the drawings of him, like how his hair looks. That's like how, like if you were to give like a real world parallel, that would be someone who has like super dry hair. That's like been headbanging at a concert and has a bunch of beer splattered in it.
My mind wouldn't
stuff.
go to that direction, is what I'm saying. And I'm dead. I'm dead.
I just looked up. I couldn't even look up fast enough, and you're like, and I'm dead.
Well, because I see him casting the one move that insta-kills me, so...
Yeah.
Sometimes he does it and sometimes he doesn't. Come on, Thalier. Theoler? Come on, idiot.
Man, remember when the seaweed was really good from Costco?
Yeah.
But then they just, like, put seed oils in there for no reason.
Well, the reason is to get it cheap.
Yeah. It was olive oil, though, I could swear.
Yes. Olive oil, and then they added seed oils to it.
Now there's no olive oil, it's just seed oil.
Yep.
There's some Chinese brand? Oh, it's Thailand. Soybean wheat crustacean.
I don't even know how that hurt me. That didn't make any sense.
They like don't give enough information on this seaweed.
They don't tell you if it has seed oils in it?
I mean, it says it contains soybean, so I guess.
I guess it does then.
Yeah. But they don't have the ingredients listed.
No! The Allier!
Oh man, we could just get grapes. Sick.
Ugh.
Yeah, if you mash the bumpers, it'll be less gay.
Yeah. I'm tempted to give the DLC a bad review just because they made it so gay. I mean, I know that they're expecting, like, people to be playing girl characters as well, but still. This is like, I don't want the enemy to be raping me in the middle of a boss fight. It's very upsetting.
Yeah, like Divinity Original Sin 2, there's some woman who, like, no matter what you pick in the dialogue, I mean, I think there's one combination of random choices you can make where it just starts the fight, but, like, almost every other option, she, like...
Is this more or less damage than the sword, Loki?
hit Y. So this does more damage.
Does it?
The one you're holding does more damage.
Yeah, I thought you were, yeah.
Yeah, the lance is like the better option. The sword is new, so it's super cool.
Right. It's a shame that it doesn't do more damage than just a basic lance. Kinda makes me upsetty. Do you think the shield talisman is doing anything significant?
I would say so. Like if you have to block some of those like boulders, that's a thing. But what the spear talisman? I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that will increase your damage by a shit ton.
Should I try that?
Yeah, so if you stab him while he is hitting you, it should do like 20% more damage or something.
That sounds good.
Because it's increasing counter damage with thrusting weapons. So.
Alright. Give it a shot.
Oh, interesting. Found an isekai that seems to be making fun of isekais. Isekai shikaku, no longer allowed in another world. Gabe says that it might be by the creator that made Love After World Domination.
Oh. I do like Love After World Domination.
Yeah, that one is super good. I couldn't fathom why it was canceled. Like, the manga was canceled or something?
Yes, it was.
Bizarre. It was so...
It had a type of ending, you know, about what you'd expect when your series gets canceled. But it was super cute. So I feel bad. Oh, I wasn't blocking? It's so annoying. I hate it when that happens. And... Yep. I don't mind Irregular at Magic High School a bit anime. Isn't that like the kind of incest baity one? I think it is. I think that's the one where the brother and sister are like really close with each other. You
Are we
know?
talking No Game, No Life, like where it's a joke? Or...
You watched it with me.
I remember we put on a random anime without knowing anything about it, and then the girl goes Oni-chan, and like they're kissing or something, and then she goes like Oni-chan, and then like
yeah, that was
Trisha,
a long time ago.
yeah, but Trisha quit out of it before the end sound ended. She was so fast. I didn't even see her take the remote. It just like teleported into her hand, and she was like, like gone. She was like, no, not doing it. But I think you knew, like your instincts kicked in because you were like, oh, this kiss is a little bit too. They're adding too many sound effects to it or something.
Yeah, it's like too fetishy.
Yeah, like too
corny.
squelchy or whatever.
Yeah. Suspiciously squelchy.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's kind of a weird way to depict a kiss. It seems very inappropriate. And then it starts with the protagonist trying to kill himself with his love as an act of love by drowning themselves in the middle of nowhere when a truck comes out of nowhere.
Oh, that's the isekai one?
Yeah.
So yeah, super jokey. Oh god, we're going like holy meteor now? Where is it? Oh jeez. Oh jeez, what the hell?
Yeah, I don't know what to do with the meteor. I was like, maybe if I'm just blocking, I'll live. Blocking and facing vaguely the right direction.
Am I supposed to jump at some point? I can't even see. I can't even see what's happening. So I don't know how to respond to it.
Pearl talisman and just block.
Well, I don't know.
Now, important question.
What?
Do you actually want Uncrustables?
No, it's okay.
We already have a bunch of them.
Well, we have like 2, I think, but
I will
I
get
don't
you.
know.
I will get you Uncrustables. Alright.
I don't know if it's exactly healthy for me to be constantly eating Uncrustables.
This is true. I'll just increase the amount I judge you. I'll just be like,
Thanks, honey.
I should get some kind of like snack thing. This is other than I guess Uncrustables is not a real food. But
Oh, fucking, you delayed it. You fucking tricked me, you son of a bitch. I thought he wasn't gonna do it, and then he did it as soon as I jingled.
At least he does it. At least he fucks you over like this at the start of the fight. It's not like 3 minutes into the fight when he's about to die. There's like a coin flip where he just kills you every time.
I mean, he can do that move anytime. It's just that it's faster than me doing the jingle. So when he does it right at the beginning, when I'm trying to summon something, it's a problem.
Do snacks exist that don't have seed oils in them?
In theory, but they're hard to find.
Ingredients: potatoes, canola, sunflower, and/or safflower oil. Okay. Oh yeah, like I was saying, Divinity Original Sin 2. There's an encounter you have with this like necromancer lady, and they have some kind of like sequence that they wrote where they're like, oh, she'll kiss you, and then she'll shoot locust into your mouth. Isn't that so cool? And I gotta say no. No, it's not that cool.
Thialier, come over here.
Nice, you're doing great, Thialier. Just throw some more pixie dust
Just
on
like
him.
2 seconds so that I can actually summon someone who can help us.
According to this, Uncrustables are only considered unhealthy because of the amount of fat and sugar being high. Well,
Oh, yeah?
That would do it.
Incredible discovery.
But yeah, it's like she always seduces you and always vomits locust into your mouth. I think there's some way you can avoid it. There is one combination, but there's like... It doesn't even make sense. Like, you have to be interested at first, and then you have to hit some neutral option, because if you're like... If you hate her too much, then you're extra seduced by her. It's just... It's very stupid. And, the writing is so, like, weird, where they're like, oh, you take her caramel whatever, like her, because she's like brown, they're like describing, but she's bald. Like, how could you be seduced by like a bald brown lady who like smells like
In
actual...
a perfect world. Oh, cool guy mode? Fucking really?
Oh, they're kissing your mimic.
Yeah, I see that. But cool guy mode?
Not that this is like super useful information, but you do more damage if you're not blocking when stabbing.
I know! But, like, the attacks are going all over the place.
Right, so it makes sense to be cautious like that. I would probably do the same thing. Just in that circumstance where he's, like, in an animation, you're getting some free hits. I don't know. I would probably block and stab myself as well, but then I would just do it while thinking...
It's like never-ending combos. It's really just a matter of getting him to pay attention to someone else.
I I feel like I would have enjoyed this. This fight more if he was just Radahn, like there was no fusion thing. Like if we just got
yeah.
if we just got a phase 1 Radahn, phase 2 Radahn, and then you defeat him and he like retreats and then you could do this other thing. But I'd want to see a fully fleshed out just
Well, I don't even know, like, what's the point of bringing back Radahn just to have it be a duel fight? That just seems lame.
I also suggest making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich with fresh fruit instead of jam. It's considered a healthier alternative. I suppose so. Yeah, I mean, you could make your own jam too. But, like, okay, so it's grape jelly. Could you just take grapes, peanuts, and, like, bread and just make a sandwich with that? Or do you, like, mash them up more?
Well, I imagine that they'd be falling out if you didn't turn them into jelly.
What if you stick them in a blender?
Then jelly.
Would that taste good? I've had a peanut butter and jelly smoothie that was really good. One of the best.
Man, where's the Allier? Thought he'd be here by now. Where the hell is he? Did he not even walk in the boss room?
Looking like it.
What's even the point of summoning? They should have finished the DLC.
Yep. Alright.
Take the other. You actually need to go in the boss room this time. You can't just stand there with broken AI. He's in. Thank God.
Japan is finally getting pro-weed advocates challenging the anti-weed laws now.
Uh-oh.
Go Japan. I hate to tell you this, Oscar 420, but not a big fan of weed myself. I think it's...
Well, it's mostly just because we actually know people who got super addicted to it and it ruined their lives. So, you know, not everybody has a positive experience with weed, but unfortunately, those negative experiences just don't get as much, for lack of a better word, press coverage. Like, nobody talks about, like, bad effects that it can have on you as well.
So crazy, like, it was such a crazy thing where, like, people for the longest time were like, it's impossible to be addicted to a drug.
Yeah,
it's
yeah. But people still believe that it's impossible to get addicted to it.
Yeah. There was a kid in my high school who, he went to rehab for it, and he was, like, strapped in a chair and, like, sweating and whatever. And then he was telling this to, like, all these, like, people, like, all these, like, stoners, right? And they were like, nah, you were addicted to alcohol, that's the only explanation. You can't be addicted to weed. And he's like, I don't know, I don't really drink that much, man. And they're like, no, it's not possible. There you go.
It's just a health hack, basically.
Just spam roll and... Oh, nice. Alright.
Oh, is my mimic dead? I guess so.
He doesn't know how to spam roll like you do. And, like, New York City is a total... I mean, it was always a shithole, right? But it's, like, so much worse with weed being legal. Like, we were...
Well, it's a big smog in New York City.
Yeah, it's like
everybody's driving high. Everybody's walking the streets high. You smell it everywhere.
Yeah, it's literally like a smog. Like, the whole... When the wind blows, it just smells like weed. And I didn't even see that many people smoking. It's just the critical mass of, like, so many people across the whole city smoking that the wind blows in and it's weed. And, like, everyone's driving like shit. Everyone's, like, just walking around like zombies.
Yeah. I mean, there are better ways to be happy than using something as a crutch for that, you know? And unfortunately, a lot of people really like to use those crutches.
True, but prohibition don't work on booze or weed or anything, really. Dude, that's such an old, like... That's such an old cope. Like, the whole, like, well, you see, we banned a thing and then cartels existed. And it's... So, whatever horrible thing, we just have to allow it. I mean... You know, if it's like... You wouldn't, like... It's just stupid.
I guess it's an argument for anarchy.
It's like, well... the solution to the cartels is just killing them all, right? Like, the solution would be responding with military force, not police. Like, you just know they're guilty because they're guilty, and then you just take them out with, like, a anti-insurgent technique.
Man.
And, like...
Collier's about to die already. Or the Ollier, whatever the fucking dude's name.
And, like, sure, you can't stop 100% of a...
crime.
Yeah, you can't stop 100% of, like, a country's consumption of something just because you make it illegal, but... There were less people drinking alcohol during Prohibition. There are always less people doing something. Like, before they made weed legal in New York City, you didn't smell a smog of weed. Like, there's obviously more people doing it. And it's obviously...
because they see it as, like, a validation that it's okay to do it. Because now it's legal. So there's nothing wrong with doing it.
Yeah, and like some people can smoke weed and keep their shit together, and like
And some people cannot.
yeah. But like
I just wish people were more cautious about it.
I hear you can't get addicted to it, and it cures cancer.
Yeah, I heard the cure cancer thing too. It's like ridiculous, you know?
What weed does very well is keep you from vomiting. But like
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with using it as a medication. It's just like a matter of, you know, don't use it as a hobby. Maybe that's a bad idea.
I've seen people have like somewhat positive effects from it. Like there was a guy in my high school that had Tourette's, like physical Tourette's, where he would always like blink and stuff. And then he smoked. He smoked a lot of weed, and then he was like, if I do it regularly, my face doesn't twitch. So he liked smoking weed so he could be less twitchy.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
That guy also like would go out to eat with people, and then he would leave in the middle of the meal so he wouldn't have to pay.
Oh, what a douche.
Yeah. Just remembered that. It's not yet legal here, so everyone drives 4 hours to get it. Last year we had a windowless van breakdown on the 1240 bridge. Got struck by another vehicle while the lady driving it was away. Full to the rim with boxes of pot. Cops just waited for her to get back. Yeah, prohibition led to more alcohol poisoning, though, mainly caused by the mixing of chemicals into the booze. So, sure, but like, I mean, you more than like laws are effective, right? But probably more effective would be a real cultural push to not drink or do drugs or whatever. It's like they, yeah, it just like, I don't know. I mean, everyone has their own like recreation stuff that they like, but I don't know. It's not
There's
healthy.
probably, more healthy things out there.
Yeah, it's not healthy to be like just ingesting poison until like your brain starts not working, or just inhaling like burning fumes of a thing. But I don't know.
Anyway, I'm gonna be right back. Ooh, my legs are all asleep.
I learned to drink on my own as a teen. It took years to realize it takes 30 minutes for the alcohol to fully hit you. Alcohol can kill easy, weed near impossible to overdose on. Yeah, but like overdosing isn't the only bad part about a drug. Like I watched a friend of mine. He was better than me at math, and I struggled with math super hard. And I would push myself to do the like it was called a ditto, which is like they just they just run a sheet through the copy machine a bunch of times. And they would hand it out to the whole class, and they would give us 10 minutes to do what we could and then go over it. And I struggled to get it done. In the beginning of the class, I couldn't get the whole sheet done. And then as the classes went on and on, I pushed myself more and more to like get more of the sheet done, and eventually I was finishing the sheet, even if there was quite a bit wrong. This friend of mine was also in the class. He started the class he started the class before he started smoking weed, and he was much faster than me. He could do the sheet easy. But then I saw him just degenerate. Like, his brain degraded. And he's not high at school, it's just, like, the process of just, smoking weed. He was quite a bit quicker as a person, and he just slowed down a lot. And he would get more and more frustrated with the math, while I was getting better at it, and I'm really bad with math. Eventually he'd get this attitude about it, he'd be like upset, and he'd throw the sheet onto the floor because he like didn't want to do it. It was too hard. Yeah, weed is linked to the deterioration of mental recall. I mean, like, I watched this guy get more and more retarded, like, the more he used it. And I know some people, they're, whatever, however people are doing it, and they're fine, like, I don't know. But I just watched this guy, like, just degrade over time. And then he ended up dropping out of high school to smoke more weed, and then I don't know. Then he'd tell me all the weed lore, like, it's really because they don't like Mexicans. That's why weed is illegal. And, like, in reality, like, kind of all drugs are not really good for you, and, like, people make fun of these, like, Reagan commercials where they were like, don't do drugs. You probably shouldn't do drugs. It's, like, just not useful for you. It's kind of...
Ugh. I don't know if I'm actually getting closer to beating this. Ugh, but I can give it my best shot. Maybe at some point I'll try a different technique. I don't know. Okay, you're gonna have to work overtime. Lord knows Thalier. Yalier. Ugh, stop moving over there.
Hemp was made illegal for the fiber competing with synthetic fiber like nylon. Who knows? It just doesn't fucking matter. It is not...
Right away with the fucking grab? I hate it so much. Yeah, you're so cool. Oh yeah, you're so cool. Oh my god. Everybody look at him. It's so cool. Oh my god. Look at his big flashy fucking lights. It's so cool. totally not a Garbo boss fight. No. It's cool. Takes me a million years just to orient my camera wherever the fucking meteor is coming from. Why turtle poke when you can guard counter? So far, none of my guard counters have worked. So I guess I'm just like bad at seeing which move is guard counterable. It just feels like they are the longest combos on Earth, and I just can't figure it out.
Remember that couple that we were friends with? That like we asked like why they didn't, why we hadn't heard from them in like a year.
How could I ever fucking forget?
And they're like, oh, this is embarrassing, but we just like laid around and smoked weed. It was like for over a year. Why? It's just, I don't know, some people can't handle their.
Some people can't hold their weed.
Yeah.
You know the saying, some people can't hold their alcohol? Yeah, some people can't hold their weed.
I was working at Home Goods 15 years ago when we got some hemp protein powder in, and I brought it to the manager to let them know what hemp was, and got a call from the stores. How did they not know? I smoke very moderate to take the edge off, not to get so blasted so much myself. So you can handle your weed, but like imagine what it does for
someone who's very vulnerable.
Imagine what it does for a country. Imagine what it does for like a large group of people. Because within any group, there's going to be some people that can't handle their. Damn.
Do you see the longest fucking combo on planet Earth?
Yeah.
Like, what do I can't even block it, let alone guard counter it.
Yeah, Japan doesn't need weed to be introduced. They already have...
Yeah, well, especially when Japan focuses a lot on creating very fast and, being on a very tight schedule and everything. Obviously, weed would kind of hurt the economic side of it. Of course, I'm not saying that everybody would get high, but, when you have the option and, like, the approval of the government, then you're more likely to give it a shot.
And there's already kind of, like, a culture of people in Japan with, like, a lack of motivation, like the whole, like,
the NEETs. Yeah, that's true.
And then also,
Oh man, the
weed,
weeds.
like,
That's a sad story.
reduces your, like, libido over time. So I was friends with this girl who was like, man, like, she'll like offer, she would like offer to sleep with anyone, but everybody was like, nah, because they're all like a bunch of stoners.
MGTOW, baby.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's what you do. You just smoke a shit ton of weed.
Hey, I was told that if you don't come for a very long time, you get special powers.
Semen retention. You get
Yeah.
more powerful.
Of
You
course.
become a wizard. And Japan's trying to increase their birth rate. Weed's not going to do that for them.
No, definitely not.
All the problems that Japan has, weed is not going to help. And it's kind of like an interesting question, like, ethically. Like, so you have people who can handle their weed and who can be a productive member of society and have a fulfilling life while smoking weed. But it certainly is in spite of that. It's not like...
Because of that.
Yeah, like, caffeine and nicotine are things that speed you up and make you more productive. Like, even cocaine, to some extent,
Definitely.
will make you more capable of getting stuff done.
That's it for failure.
There was all these stand-up routines that was like, oh, if everyone was smoking weed, there wouldn't be any road rage.
There wouldn't be any war.
I mean, like, we were driving through New York, we saw plenty of people
Road raging.
road raging, plenty of people in accidents.
Ugh, I hate it. Stop fucking raping me.
It was like, it's just people, like, road raging and also being retarded at the same time. Like, just unintelligible. Like, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
You piece of, But yeah, it's like there are... It's kind of like the whole, like, I don't know, like, libertarian thing is like, well, I can handle my weed, so...
Oh, fucking really? Fucking really? What the fuck is this boss fight?
The craziest bear hug. So there's plenty of people who can handle their weed, but then it's like, when you're talking about, like, policies for, like, a whole country, do you allow people to smoke weed? And, like, I would say it would benefit the country in general to not have weed or alcohol. Like, that just, you know. But there's probably something better done, like, on a cultural level than a, like...
Yeah, if there was a little bit more organization to how we could have some form of control over it so that it doesn't devolve into chaos, that would be what would be best, of course. There's plenty of things that are legal in America that I don't like, you know?
Yeah.
Just because something is legal doesn't necessarily means that it's right or anything.
It's kind of... I kind of ask a similar question with, like, religions, to some extent. Like,
Oh, yeah?
I don't need a religion, but people need religion. You know what I mean? Like, my mom and my uncle and my dad, they keep on, like, bringing home, like, new random... It's like a tree... Like, even my dad, who is a dad, right? Tree got struck by lightning, and he was like, oh, you know what it means? I was like, what the... I was already mad. I was like, what do you mean, what does it mean? What is getting struck by... What is a tree getting struck? I was like, oh, like, Like, the meaning behind it is like, what is some stupid Native American garbage? Like, what are you talking about? What does it mean? He's
Yeah,
like,
it's a funny thing
it's good
about
luck.
like people is that they're kind of always looking for meaning in things. Even if you don't present them with a meaning, they're gonna try to figure something out.
My drug of choice is coffee. That's a very good drug of choice.
Yeah. I try my best not to indulge too much in caffeine either. I want to make sure that my brain is in tip-top shape so that I can keep it together when I'm older.
Yeah. No one knew. As soon as I informed management, they called upper management. Eventually, news came back to pull it. Also, they sell foreign products, so it's legal somewhere. It's pretty funny. Even if legal doesn't mean all will go at it. Yeah, but everyone in New York City does, and it's a total shit show. The city is a mess.
Oh, don't go after me, don't go after me. Oh my goodness.
So how come this guy has a less bullshit grab than Mesmer? Mesmer just kills you at the first time he gets the grab. This guy goes for the grab, and then it's just like kissy kissy, and then like
I hate it.
yeah.
I think that it's actually insane that they allowed that to be a thing.
Yeah.
Not to get like up in arms or anything, but
Yeah.
I don't think anybody asked for that.
Could be worse. Could be
Like,
Fallout.
I'm a woman, and even I don't want to get kissed by this guy.
Could be worse. Could be Fallout 2.
Yeah, it could always be worse, I guess, right?
All I'll say is that some other teen isn't the best person to teach you how to drink or do drugs. Yeah, but like, I don't know. Is that? That's certainly true.
No!
That's certainly true, but like, I just like kids just shouldn't be drinking or doing drugs. It's just not a
Of course.
thing they should be doing. And like,
Yeah, I didn't know many kids that were drinking or doing drugs.
I don't know. It's just such a stupid, like, when people are like, oh, you can't stop them. They will do it. They'll bust down the walls. It's like,
As much shit as people gave the DARE program, that actually worked very well at my school because we got to meet the local officer there, and he was like super nice.
yeah, insane.
I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
not saying it works for everybody, but don't let the.
I mean, a lot of the social pressure was also from the teachers. Like, oh, we know you're doing drugs, and it's like,
No, we're not. Yeah, it's like the same thing with sex ed. The first thing the dude opens up with is, yeah, I know you guys are already having sex.
it's like,
Excuse me? My teacher? Excuse me?
and like
That's
kids,
kind of fucking a creepy thing to say.
and like kids would like talk about drinking, and a teacher wouldn't like. I don't know. It's stupid.
Yeah, I don't know. Am I doing something wrong? Do I have to change my build?
I have to beat him.
Is there something I can be doing better?
Stims kill imagination like Ritalin in kids. Yeah, I don't think kids should be given amphetamines, but maybe it's just me. I think the whole ADD thing in kids, whatever the solution is, we're not there yet. I just like the government treat me like an adult and leave me to my personal habits and not force it on anyone else. I don't know. I mean, like,
that's a pretty libertarian view.
Yeah, it's like, I guess that's, like, correct, but,
That's kind of, for the most part, what people want the ideal version of America to be kind of like. That's their version of what freedom means. But of course, we don't want it to be straight anarchy either. Throw at enemies to cause. Oh.
I found Mesmer's Grab forgiving. Just stack up fire resistance to negate a ton of damage. Trisha's missing the talisman for the +3 or whatever it is for fire. I know that makes a big difference. I don't know where you get it.
I wouldn't waste a talisman on resistance. I would never. Anyway.
You did though. You put the +1 or whatever you had.
What +1?
For the Mesmer boss fight.
Oh. I think I took it off.
Miquella's Great Rune resists the thing. Do you have Miquella's Great Rune, or did you get that from killing Miquella?
Miquella's Great Rune.
I don't know. Oh, go to the where do you check for Great Runes? I don't remember. Somewhere in your inventory. Funnily enough, the DARE program wasn't run by the police force. It was run by the town firefighters. They handed out vanilla wafers and lemonade at the end. The fuck?
Interesting. I guess everyone experienced it a little bit differently, which might explain why some people have a problem with it and other people don't.
David Myers weaned himself off caffeine. The thing with me and caffeine is I have ADD, and
Well, there's America's room.
well, that's not a that's
yeah,
not a,
right. Yeah. Got nothing.
Key items probably.
Well, I was just there, but
It's at the top.
what?
Those are the runes, so you don't have it.
Yeah. Yeah, no good.
So anyway, you can treat ADD with caffeine. Like it helps you focus.
It's a consumable item, not an actual rune you equip. You get it from an annoying boss. Yeah, I didn't pick it up then. Because I don't see it anywhere. I mean, like, I assumed it would be somewhere over here, right? But it's not? Whatever. Or somewhere over here. I got another needle, I guess.
Yeah, the whole libertarian thing is like, well, everyone, government treats you like an adult, let you do whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you guys want me to go beat the Erdtree avatar then? I don't know where that is on the map, but apparently...
Yeah, sure. Might as well make it more of a journey.
Yeah.
Erdtree avatar, if I had to guess, would be in the shadow place.
Yeah, very fun.
Which is the stealth section.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Because I'm looking at the map and I'm looking, like, where would be the shadow place? And I just see that dark section. It's like...
Sunken church area? Is there something that...
Erdtree.
Let's see, the church was somewhere over here, right? It's the cathedral? And then this is the sunken part? There's the shadow view. Is it maybe down there?
If you look at the Fextralight, they might have the interactive map set up. So you can
maybe.
see.
Should be around the Shadow Keep, yeah. Right. I guess I'll go to the Shadow View for now.
get to the boss, if I remember from... Oh, sorry, you read that. Yeah. I think generally our culture needs, like, more honor and, like, morals and stuff.
That's a fair. Oh god. It's the pain about the DLC being new. It's like there's a big lack of images. And also, like, the search engines have gotten so much worse now that they implemented that AI thing.
Yeah.
Because now it just, like, wants to tell you what the answer is, and it doesn't know what the answer is.
Yeah.
A bonfire close is the church district. Church district? I mean, there's a million churches. I don't know, man. This one?
Like, I don't know. I've been around so many people that just don't... They have no morals. Like, they just don't have, like, a real, like, moral fiber to them. And I always felt very...
Lever that drains... Oh my god, there's a lever that drains the water? I never found it. If you can tell me where it is, chat, because I just can't look it up right now. I just can't do it. I can't deal with the search engine.
I suppose I could look it up. Like, I don't know. I never needed a religion to tell... I was very insulted by the concept. I never needed a religion to tell me right or wrong. And, but I just run into, like... I run into people here or there in my life that just, like, have no... They just... They don't have any, like, morals. They're just so... Or they're just, like, so weak. Like, they're just so, like... I just... It bugs me. I like...
Yeah, I get it. It's really frustrating to see someone not only do so poorly, but also drag other people down with them.
Yeah, like...
Nothing up here, so...
Like, I'll see this, like, a situation where, like, someone... Or, like, a girl will, like, cheat on her boyfriend, and then they break up. And then...
Explore the area, find... Okay, well, do I go to the Shadowkeep, or do I stay on here? Like, because I could just go to the Shadowkeep, right? But... Like, here? Like, bonfire names are very important, so that I know where I'm supposed to go.
I can, like, look up the video where the lever is. But then, so, like, that situation will happen, and then, like, I encountered that situation happening, and then...
So I explored this entire area, and is that it? Is this... No, this goes to the... This is for the elevator. I'm pretty sure I can't swim in this DLC, although that would be pretty cool if I could.
How to drain the water in the Shadowkeep. He's starting from where you were just now. Right here. Go to the bathroom.
If you believe in nothing, one can fall for anything. Can't remember who I'm quoting. Yeah, I also heard a similar quote to that where it's like an open mind can fit anything inside, or if you have too much of an open mind, people can put anything in it. Yeah, I think that was the quote. I think it's like a similar idea where it's like if you don't have personal morals that you stand by, if you don't have defining traits about yourself, then you just leave it open for someone else to decide who you are. You'll notice there's a pathway to another side of the tower. Follow where the pathway takes you to the left. There should be a few bats, but there is easy to take care of. At the end, you'll find a ladder. Okay, none of this is true, so I don't know. Are you copy and pasting from somewhere? So, like, I go left and I can't pull up this elevator. It's underneath the water, right? I went left over there the first time I went through, but it's a dead end. There's nothing else over there. There were no bats either. There are no bats in this place. I don't understand. Am I in the wrong place? Do I need to go to another bonfire? Not my writing direct quote. Yeah, well, I have no idea what they're talking about. They're talking about this bonfire right here, right? Or are they talking about a different one? Because, like, if I just had
Dude,
gotten...
I pulled up the video. It's this. It's just follow where this guy goes. It's right here. Just follow where he goes. He goes and drains the water.
Okay, I'm sorry. You didn't say anything.
Yes, I did. I said I found the video of where the guy drains the water.
Yeah, but you didn't say if you figured it out.
That. This guy should probably have like sorted his inventory before he started recording. But...
Yeah, like really. He's probably gonna get to the next bonfire at this rate, honestly. Is that the ladder? I guess it is. Yeah, you can tell it's a good game when I can't even notice the ladders. That's such a long walk from this bonfire. If he, like, kept going and showed us another bonfire that it would be closer to, that would be ideal, but... I guess we can't have nice things.
I knew a guy that had no morals. He thought that stealing people's organs was fine as long as several people could live from it. Oh, I thought you...
Oh, one of those guys, yeah.
That's some real communist gobbledygook.
It's like the, train scenario, right? It's like, oh, well, you'll save many people if you kill this one guy.
Yeah, the whole, like, point of that experiment isn't whether or not it's right or wrong. It's just how quickly you can make these logical decisions where emotion is in the picture. My favorite one is, would you push a fat guy onto the train tracks to slow down the train so it wouldn't run over like kids or something like that?
Oh. So that's what happened last time. Honestly, didn't even see it the first time I went through this area.
Because the fat guy thing, it puts this whole like spin into the equation.
Now it's on your hands.
But it's also like, oh, that guy's also a fat guy. So now there's like this extra level. It's like, well,
shouldn't have been fat.
Right. So that plays into it too. So that affects the your decision.
Let's see, did he go over here? No. Just went over here for no reason. Where did he go? He went over here, and then up there, I think. Oop. I think. Ah! Mm-hmm.
Sure, these things freeze quicker than they used to.
I just don't understand why they don't want you to have fun playing their games. It's like, it's malicious. It is. Like, they know it's a long walk back. They know that you didn't get the next bonfire yet. And in this case scenario, apparently I can't go there from the next bonfire because whoever that video you showed me, they didn't do that. Otherwise, I would assume that they're not just being stupid and that there's actually a reason why they didn't go to a closer bonfire.
I mean, they did, like, in the middle of recording the video, like, not edit out the, like, searching through their inventory for, like, 20 seconds. Yeah, you know, it's funny, like, weed and alcohol, I feel like serve no benefit. But I can't really fault people who get addicted to cocaine. You know? Or nicotine, to some extent. Back from a random power outage. Oh, welcome back.
Hey!
Oh. He also said he had a scare with the PC. Probably can head out now. Later. Yeah. No, I thought with the stealing organs, I thought you were going to say if as long as the guy who you steal the organs from can live from it.
Or if he's a Trump voter.
Stim's favored in a society that values production above all. Well, I certainly value production more than just like being stoned out of your mind staring at a wall.
That's why.
But my brother recently has been messing around with cocaine at the ripe old age of 45. Alright, listen, he probably should be doing that.
I would say no.
Well, having seen a train drag a school bus for half a mile, I doubt it would have had much impact on the train. You're probably right. I think the concept that someone would be so fat that they could slow down a train is it's not yeah, it's not likely. But the question is not like whether or not this is a moral decision or not. It's how quickly you make the decision. That's what the test is for. It's a test. It's like it's testing how quickly you can make emotional decisions, like with logic involved and stuff. The test wasn't designed for this, but it ended up just revealing like who's a sociopath because they can make the decisions very, very quick.
I guess so, yeah.
A friend of mine was in a head-on collision that could have killed everyone in the car. It was a very fast collision. And the thing that would have killed everybody is if he had swerved and they'd taken it on the side, or he had not moved at all and they'd taken it head-on. He turned the car so that they would take it on the corner of the car, right? And he didn't turn... And, like, when they were explaining this, they had talked about this story several times. This is friends who had been in this crash years ago. And they talked... The people who had been in the car, like, talked about it occasionally. They were like, oh my god, that was crazy, wasn't it?
Yeah, totally nutso.
They were all stoners, and only one of my stoner friends actually got her shit together to go do the insurance thing. Or not the insurance thing,
The police report?
to sue them. To sue them for the money. Because they're like, oh man, I'm so broke. Like, the separation between the rich and the poor. And they're like, yeah, but like, you should really go talk to that lawyer because the window's ending, and you can. I got $3,000, or no, it was more. Was it $13,000? Yeah, it all just went into tuition, so it's like not even real money. But like she didn't get to spend it. It just like kind of went into whatever.
And still slow. Why
And
am I
they're
slow?
like, oh, maybe I'll do it.
Why am I heavy load?
I don't know.
Oh, it's because of these.
Oh, because the sword must be heavier than whatever I was using.
Yeah.
But anyway, the guy who made the call to take it on the corner, they... I was like... like later on they would claim that he was like a sociopath, right? And I was like, wait a second, he was driving in that car, wasn't he? And they're like, yeah. And it was like, and the person, which corner did he take the impact on? You never said. It was the passenger side corner, wasn't it? And it was someone that it was someone that it was someone he doesn't care about, I assume. And they're like, yeah, we don't really talk to them anymore.
Yeah.
So he made that decision super quick. And
he's like, oh, you get to die today.
Yeah, he was like, I'm not taking it on my corner. He made the decision super, super fast, and everyone in the car lived. But, and he wasn't like someone who didn't have friends, right? He cared a lot about his friends, but he only cared about his friends, and he would do anything to help his friends, and he would fuck over anyone as bad as it took to help his friends. And that's admirable, but I'm not his friend, so I would be very, and neither are you, and so I'd be very cautious of that guy, because he would do anything.
Right.
Schedule.
Do I just have to go down then? I guess so. Fire Night Seal. Guessing that's for,
Adam, that's not supposed to make it funnier? What did I say? I don't even remember. Sometimes it helps being. Sometimes to be creative, being a bit idle helps. This is true, but definitely you don't need to be stoned out of your mind to
be creative.
be creative. Yeah. Learning to relax is important.
It's a good skill.
Learning
to
to
learn how to deal with stress.
Yeah, learning to stop working on something is a very important skill, because if you're not working for someone else, you will. A certain kind of temperament, like mine, I really like to work. Like, I am definitely my father's son. Like, my dad would wake up at 4:30 a.m. He would get home at like 6:37, and he would work on his paperwork until 11, and then he would go to sleep and start it all over again. Or sometimes he'd come in to talk to his sons or whatever, but he would just come in and immediately pass right out as soon as he sat down.
No.
Yeah. And I like working. He could have gone home and stopped working. He didn't. And when you're working for yourself, when you're like your own business, no one is ever going to clock you out. So if you don't stop, it's the same. It's also the opposite is true. If you can't force yourself to work, you cannot work for yourself, because no one is going to force you to work. But also, you do run into a problem where you don't stop working. That's why, like, I'll be like trying to figure something out. I can't figure it out. And then I have to like go take a shower. I have to go drive somewhere. And then I'm like, oh shit, I just thought of all the things I needed to fix. And then I'm like scrambling for my phone to like write down notes, because I was wasting time trying to work instead of being idle and just letting my brain just catch up. And it's a tremendous waste of time to be overworking, and then the second you can't work anymore, you
pass out.
Well, no, the second you can't work, all the ideas come and you're not at the computer to write, and now you have to take these shitty notes on your phone.
Yeah.
And you wasted all that time that you were just like grinding your brain against the stone, not getting anything done.
I don't know what these irises are for, but I got a couple of them.
It's probably for the flask. If I had to guess.
I don't. Oop. There it goes round. It would appear with my other crystal tears. Yeah.
It's like the joke about the guy who's cheating and his girl calls his friends and every last one of them says he's with them.
You're right. Well.
Yeah. The thing is, I feel like if
Right,
Trisha called one of my friends and was like,
"Is he with you?"
They would be like,
No.
They would assume, they'd be like, no, is something happening? Do we have to go look for him?
Yeah, they would assume it was an emergency.
Yeah, they would assume I'd gone missing. I like, you know, my car had gone into a ravine or something. They wouldn't assume like they needed to cover for me.
Yeah. So it's a kind of a bad sign, honestly.
Yeah.
It like shows that your friends think that you're a scuzzy guy.
Better that you have friends like that. This is super
cool.
Yeah, I like this a lot.
It's not exactly my favorite boss in the world, but at least it's different.
This is my favorite boss in the world. This is so cool.
Really?
I don't know. This is my favorite Elden Ring boss already. Just visually, I like how it looks. Mechanically, I can't speak to it. There's nothing to do but block that. Can you roll out of those? Is this for once a boss that requires you to block? Visually, it's so intimidating when you get that sunflower close to you, but like, you could just whomp him. Oh, that headshot damage.
Yeah, it's pretty good, huh? Ooh.
Oh.
is that? What is that?
I hate the Erdtree like projectiles, but that was cool. This guy's so cool. This is like straight out of like Maleficent's garden. Of course he has bloodlust buildup.
No, he's got thorns.
I want to summon this guy as a spirit thing.
No.
Oh, what a fucking stylish kill. I want that ability. Whoosh! Oh my god, if they have those as spells, Maleficent playthrough.
Sure.
That'd be so sick.
Yeah. Oh, he attacks from very far away. I can see how this would be an issue. Oh.
That's such a cool visual effect. They really upped the visuals for this DLC. Oh, where's that gonna come up? Okay, that was pretty underwhelming. He did that big grab of the ground. I thought it was gonna be like big trees shoot up or something. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I like the additional damage that you get from the headshot.
What a cool... God, is this not the coolest fucking boss? I beat this boss with like 5 fireballs. You missed out, dude. You shouldn't have killed him so fast. This guy's cool. I would be reviving the shit out of this boss. This boss is so neat. Alright, that's the dumbest attack. I'm so
What is that? That's an attack? That's not a grab?
I don't know. It's just so stupid. That. All the other moves are so cool. This one's real cool. It's cooler when he's closer, I think.
Cool.
When the camera pans up for his head. But, this is... I'm glad they don't, like, distract you with, like, poison on the ground or whatever. Because they definitely
Yeah, I
could have.
thought that that's what
Yeah.
it was. It was poison, but
But-
I'm pleasantly surprised that it wasn't.
It'd be just such a crime to distract from how cool this guy is by having people look at the ground. Blocking seems to work very well on this guy, which is shocking. Oh, there it is. Bonk him. Oh. Gonna wave of golden for the end?
I can't. Or can I? Ugh.
You can.
Ugh. Yeah, sure.
Bathed in waves of gold. Oh, that's so cool.
Oh, they let you finish him off. That's neat. That was okay. That was a pretty decent boss fight. And fighting a giant sunflower.
That guy's so fucking cool.
Oh, phase 2.
Oh, that's just one little tick of his. Oh, okay.
So they had you finish him off just to get to a phase 2. That's really interesting because
And
it
then-
gives you the opportunity to like heal and stuff before you finish him off. Ugh. Lift.
Someone has been waiting forever to make a plant
What?
boss.
Did I unlock on him? I hate the lock on, lock off system when it does that.
I think
Because he's too big, they just decide that you lock off of him.
I think David Myers hit the nail on the head. I think someone has been waiting a long time to do a plant boss, and they're just so excited to do like all the things.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, like, it's pretty basic. It's just that Elden Ring normally doesn't do it this way. So it feels new for Elden Ring.
Oh, that's such a... That visual is so cool. It just like slides the thing over. Stamina. How fucking cool. Man, I love my medium. That was a good flourish. I think I showed him who's boss. I love my medium of writing, but this makes me jealous.
This? A sunflower boss?
Just getting to use those thorns and having them just be so so beautifully animated with it. You know. I just wish there was more thematic stuff that was more interesting, because I find the whole plot of Elden Ring to be... I think the plot of every single FromSoft game is like the overarching plot to just be kind of trash. I would say there's some elements that are pretty cool. I like the dark stuff, kind of.
Alright, I
Do it.
guess I might as well turn myself off. Oh, okay.
Sequence break.
So you get less damage if you don't do it really quickly. I thought that they would let you actually take time to go into phase 2. I thought that was that's a really unique idea, but no. I was just giving them credit for nothing.
It gives you enough time to flask, but...
Well, didn't for me, but I guess I'm just too slow.
Yeah, I always see these guys who go into the lore of FromSoft games, and I'm like, where does it say that? I mean, it doesn't. They're just speculating, and then they build on each other's lore, so they just start inventing shit all on their own.
Come on. Oh, did it not reach him? That's lame.
I think the advantage FromSoft has is writing has gotten so bad in mainstream games that by writing nothing, they actually still seem really smart. But what if you had a compelling narrative attached to this guy? What if this guy was he's an animated plant from some...
I hate how the thorns completely block your vision. It's getting really annoying.
Some magician, or what if what if we did what a fucking...
Ran out of flasks.
What a fucking artistic way to get killed, though. The thorns. But yeah, what if it was what was her name? Demeter, Persephone. Yeah, so Persephone goes down and gets seduced by Hades, and then she stays in Tartarus for half the year, And then her mother, Demeter, is all depressed, right? And she's Demeter is like a nature goddess, I believe. I believe she's something like that. And so, like, what if you've got to go and like, you know, what if Hera or Zeus sends you to like go talk to Demeter and like make her not depressed anymore, and then this is like her garden, and this is the guy. This is like one of her plants or something. She's a god and she's all depressed, and then this is what her garden looks like. I don't know. Maybe it just seems cooler because it's like mythology's kind of fucking cool. As it is, they just have this pre-established like tree thing, and then this is the avatar of, like, they have this pre-established tree guardian thing, and then this is just the guardian of a particularly strange tree. But I wouldn't have assumed that the tree guardian would be anything interesting.
Oh my god, it just keeps on using the same move. It's so annoying.
Way better than the putrid avatars, right? The ulcerous tree spirits? Yeah.
Of course, anything's better than that.
Yeah, that's good. She's killing Groot. You know, it's funny, the Age of Mythology remake, they turned Gaia into a sexy Groot. They also used AI art. So, I don't know, I'm kind of like, I want to play it, but I'm probably going to pirate it, because, you know. Unless they make that situation right, or that's just something they're doing for the beta or something like that. Like, they just put in, like, filler art just to have it done. Like, that's fine. If that's what they're doing for early access, like, I don't care if you literally like steal someone's art just to make your like early access. Like, if you just take it from Google Images or something. That's like fine. If that's your placeholder stuff, you're doing a closed beta, not a public beta, and you're like, yeah, this is gonna look kind of like this guy. It's like, okay, fine. But if they ship the game with the same images. And, you know, to their credit, they didn't make Zeus black or something stupid, so there's at least not that problem with it.
Oh, and when the thorns block your vision, it also unlocks you. That explains it.
Shadow magic. Nice. How cinematic is that where he's coming after you like that?
It's pretty good.
What a cool boss. That fling, those like slinky arms he's got.
What? That hit me? Did the dodge all the same.
He keeps on using that too close to the cliff. I was going to say the cave. That's not a cave. Wow. I wonder if you could run in on him there.
Phase 3. Yep. I knew it.
And then... Oh, sparklers. Oh, interesting. the 3D equivalent of Flowy at the end of Undertale. I don't know. I never played Undertale.
It's just using the same moves. Ugh, come on. Oh, come on, I dodged right through it.
I think it'd be super interesting if dodging the thorns didn't do any damage, but gave you blood loss buildup.
This is kind of just like...
Can I fight this guy?
If you want.
I do want to, actually.
Because, like, that's 3 phases, and it's all the same moves.
Do you have a cool fiery sword? Like a cool one.
You can look.
Like,
I have, like, the magma sword.
This one's gross, but that is a fire sword.
Well, I mean, like, the magma worm thing.
Oh, yeah, you know what? That's kind of, like, dieseled up, right? Where you do the...
Yeah, like
big
the
swing.
slash on the ground.
Yeah.
I don't think it's upgraded, though. So you'll have to go upgrade it.
Nah, I'm just looking for style.
If you say so.
What is this? Devonia's hammer. Oh, that reminds me of Devona from Guild Wars, which you guys will potentially... Oh!
Ah, the
Dude.
kill me move.
Dude, I'm in. I'm
Yeah,
in.
really?
I'm so in.
You realize that's never gonna hit, right?
Well, okay, so part of it is that it doesn't make any sense because I'm fighting a plant, so I really can't... You can't smack a plant, you gotta prune a plant, you know what I mean? So I need a bladed thing thematically, I think.
Sure.
Oh, this thing! Yeah! Gonna cut down a fucking tree, bro. Okay. Yeah! Oh, we're in. We're so in.
Okay.
Alright.
Yeah, go for it.
Alright, let me...
Give it your all.
Let me just cheat briefly.
Cheat briefly.
You know why I say that? Because the buff stays on after you rest. I want to use the rest of that magic just for teleporting.
Yeah, makes sense.
Come at me, foul creature!
With all your strength! I'm surprised you didn't teleport with that.
Oh, you're right.
Good excuse to use it.
Whoa! Oh, did I get hit?
Oh, yeah.
Oh. Okay. That wasn't cool.
You're gonna die.
I was doing a stylish move, sir.
Excuse me, sir. I'm trying to do my style.
Oh, that's a grab. Okay. Oh, that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Okay. That's why you can't block it, I guess. That's an exceptionally gay move. This boss would be 10 out of 10.
At least you can see it coming from a mile away. It feels like it's easy to get out of the way of that grab, whereas some grabs it feels like it's impossible to get out of it.
Excuse me, sir? Excuse me? You want a drink? Oh.
I'm more so just disappointed by the repetitive nature of this boss. Usually when you get like multiple phases, they like do new stuff. But he kind of just does the same stuff over and over again.
Because all of his moves are so sick.
Yeah, sure. I just can't help but be disappointed, you know? It's part of the fun of getting to the next phase is discovering what they're gonna do next. Dodge. Whoop. Whoop.
I'm not doing good on flasks.
No, it's a big flask waster. That's basically every single time that I lost, I was out of flasks and couldn't heal because, like, This is just a tanky, multi-phase boss fight. And tragically, we are not as equally tanky as the Flower Man.
Yeah. Block and poke, like, can I afford a stabby?
Apparently the internal explosion is a third phase attack that if not one shotting takes 80% of your health if you are close. The internal explosion, not good enough. It's not cool enough. It's just something annoying that they would add for another phase, but it's not like neat. If you want a good stabby, you can make Mesmer's Spear. Oh, I have Mesmer's Spear, actually.
Well,
it's Dex Faith.
I don't want to not...
Spear.
The thing I'm thinking is, like, I don't want to not use...
It's a really good block and poke weapon, Basil. Because if so, maybe I should upgrade it and use it for the final boss.
Oh, that's nothing. No, I mean, I'm just thinking, like... I don't want to not use the cool axe, but I was just thinking...
It's a pretty bad weapon, though.
But when they charge through you, it's just like, all I want to do is just block and poke, like, as he charges through, you know?
Yeah, well, I don't think that you'd be able to hit him while he's charging through. I think he's cool guy moding.
I bet you can.
If you want to give it a try.
I'll go for the sword lance, because it's still a new weapon, so I'm not, like, try-harding too hard.
Okay.
Should I, like, put fire on it or something?
Yeah, why don't you put something on it?
Is that, like, socially acceptable? If I know, like, probably...
Because, like, you're using the lesser damage pokey, so...
Flame spear. Flame skewer. Do flame spear. Flame art?
Basil says, ooh, Fire Knight's Greatsword is very good too. If you got the Flame Spear Ash of War, it's very good. That sounds great.
Flame spear. It's okay. I'll do this.
Yeah. I think it's a little bit more enjoyable watching you do this boss fight because you're so into it, while as I'm kind of like lukewarm.
You cannot stop me, creature! Oh. What are we doing? I got hit? Oh, okay.
I do like that they reward you for the headshots. It's very
Oh.
satisfying.
Oh my god. Please.
Get out of there.
Okay.
Yep. Gotta do the dodges for those. And heal. Yes, excellent.
Oh. Don't run and do that.
Ooh, let's fucking go. Heal first, maybe? Oh. Well, it's okay. You
There's
have
no time,
to heal.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, how many flasks am I down?
Let's fucking go. You actually managed to get through that first phase really quickly, so that's pretty good.
I ended up accidentally underneath him.
Yeah, you did. That's not the worst place to be, of course. It's usually the best place
One more
to be
charge,
on
one more
every
charge.
single-
Come on, one more charge. Bitch. I wanted to get them.
Yeah. I think the maximum time he charges is 3 times. Others are the things you gotta dodge.
Obviously. I mean, everything is the thing I have to dodge.
Well, things that you specifically have to dodge.
Oh.
Nice. Oh, that's the grab.
Yeah. I was rolling, but it
Yeah,
is what
I
it is.
know. Yeah. The best thing is just to move backwards.
Fire Knight's Greatsword.
Yes, yeah, I mentioned that before.
But it probably doesn't poke.
Well, check it out. Give it a shot.
I'm also not seeing a ton of benefit in, like, the
Let's see what it is.
the sword lance. You know what I mean? I'm not like seeing it coming into, like, I don't have a lot of reach with this, and I tend to be like outranged, and also the axe was cooler, so it was making me play better. So we're gonna go back to the axe.
Oh, I thought you were playing better last time, honestly. But
I didn't
what do I know?
feel better.
Yeah, okay. Well, whatever feels comfortable to you. Are you sure you don't want to try the Fire Knight's Greatsword? Because I never used it, so I would be curious to see if it looks cool or whatever.
Alright, well, we can. Oh, wait. Do you have like a fire dust thing? No, that's super gay. Let's not do that. So what do we? This is like great swords.
Yeah, big great swords, Fire Knight.
Now, are you talking about Knight's Greatsword, but with fire on it? Or is there a Fire Knight?
I think he meant that it was its own thing.
He probably just means like fire imbued Knight's Greatsword. Good. What is it?
What about the Mesmer one? Is that the Fire Knight's Greatsword, or is that the? Yeah,
oh, that
that's
is a Fire Knight. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's
That's
see.
what I thought.
This does look cool as shit. So you can't. Yeah, you can't block a poke.
That is a huge sword. You can change it off the Ash of War naturally, but
It does have some nice reach. It does look quite cool. It looks cool enough that I will use a thing that is effective.
Fire Knight's Greatsword is very good with fire on it because of its innate fire damage. Makes sense to me. We can also.
Was that say 50? Is it 33 or 53? 33? And then 54?
54.
Okay, so this is like half the damage right now, but like. Oh, that's cool. Oh, and then I have. Alright,
Yeah.
I'm in. This is really cool. Okay.
You want to go upgrade it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's cool. This boss is super sick. I like
I'm glad you like it.
it's kind of like when you actually get like really brave with it, and you get really close to him, it kind of falls apart. Like you can't really see yourself super well.
Yeah.
But I typically play a mage, so bosses that look cool when you're like back at like medium distance are the ones that I tend to prefer. So can be charged for even more damage. Okay, so phase 3, when he explodes and he's like sitting there or whatever, I'm gonna try and charge it. Always like a good flaming sword. Yeah, flaming swords are pretty cool. I've been playing around with like different enchantments and stuff, like in my writing.
I need Smithing Stone 3s.
Well, you could buy them from
Yeah.
the lady, I'm sure. Yeah, like I was like thinking.
How many did I need? I need 4 for the first upgrade, but then it makes you go through it again, right?
12 is how much you need in total, so it's probably 8 is what you needed, but
It's fine.
yeah.
Yeah, I just wasn't paying attention to how many times I already used Smithing Stone 3s or whatever. Is that good?
Yeah, he's running in this crate.
Oh.
Yeah, like I was I don't know, there's a lot of like little things you could do with like other obviously a flaming sword is like it's out of rooms, yeah. A flaming sword is like classic. But there's little like descriptors I was like playing around with.
see, what about now? 13? Okay, I'm gonna need more after this.
Just like, it's always a question like, how do you like make something like visual work and like writing? Sometimes things that sound cool don't necessarily look cool, which is the kind of stuff that you want to go for. So you have some, not that you want to go for, but it's a, you know, it's still like,
Goes up to 25. Okay. Almost there, boys. Smithing Stone's 8.
probably buy those two.
Almost there. And then we get back to killing the sunflower. Sunflower killing ASMR. The best kind. Alright, 888.
You just need one. I could be wrong, but
No, you're probably right.
I think it was
I
like,
think you need less and less as they go up.
no, you need the same amount, but I think you upgraded a few times at 8. But I can't quite see the monitor from.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm also going through it pretty quickly.
Hi. Hey, buddy. Come here. Show off how cute you are for stream. Come here, buddy.
You wanna just hang out?
Yeah. Come here. Hi. Hi, mister. Oh, you nosy. You're so
Plus
sweet.
25.
Oh, you see this guy? How sweet is he?
Absolute sweetheart. I'm just gonna get more 8 just because, so I'll have more later. Might as well use up the runes anyway.
Bork raid. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Alright. Oh, fucker. Where? Ah, it's there. Okay.
Still so funny. If that's true, they sold 8 copies of
Solo leveling
yeah,
in
Solo.
Japan?
It'd be so funny.
Yeah. I believe it though, I really do.
Yeah. Oh, you know, I gotta wash Gurgi off my hand.
Oh yeah, sure. No problem. Now yeah, Basil says that Ash of War can be charged for even more damage too. It's such an OP Ash of War. Nice. I dig it. There you are.
You took the warm spot, everybody?
I love how he just claims the entire couch as his. Come on, buddy. Make some room for him. Yeah, you know I'm scolding you. There you go.
It's fine.
He didn't mean anything by it. It's just like, but I thought this was my throne.
He's also very used to, like, the other dogs just, like, laying on top of him. So he's like, yeah, whatever. Alright. I would, like, light up the flames. The flame. Oh, yeah. Let's.
Yeah. I feel that. It's alright.
No, we just had to.
At least you don't get raped when you lose.
I always think of Alice Madness Returns, because like what is happening? There's supposed to be a darker interpretation of like Alice in Wonderland, And so, like, she's in a mental asylum, and the people running the mental asylum are trying to rape her, and she's escaping into her mind, right? And so at the end of the game, when you like beat the whole game, you like grab the scissors that you've been fighting with, like a scissor sword the whole time. You grab the scissors and you like stab the guy and you survive or whatever, right?
Sure.
She doesn't get raped. But every time, like, but a friend of mine.
But every time you lose, she's getting raped.
Right. So like when like my friend was playing it, he's like doing the platforming and he falls and he's like, just got raped. It's like such.
Oh my god, it's hilarious.
That's still heavy load. What do we got? Where's like the?
I think the ones higher up are the lighter ones, and the ones on the bottom are the heaviest.
Yeah, and I was looking for black knife because usually that is armor, and then it is also like you can. It's like the lightest thing.
Yeah, that's fair.
I look very princely like this.
You do. Oh, very nice. Dude. Don't forget to heal level, of course.
Healing for
that's
pussies.
Yep.
Oh. Oh. Fuck yeah.
Nice.
Oh, I didn't
Onward to phase 2.
Yes.
Is it actually phase 2? Or are we fighting multiple of them? Is that the idea?
You're probably supposed to be fighting multiple.
Yeah.
Ah.
Explains why they're all exactly the same.
Oh, I wanted it. I wanted it so bad.
I know. I respect it. I do.
Oh, okay. Right.
Yeah.
Thorns afterwards.
That's pretty awesome, though. It's very satisfying to see big jumps of damage get off. I wonder if you can play around with your talismans to make it so that you even do even more fire damage. Or have you?
I think it's fine how it is. It's fine.
Okay.
I like the regen talisman. In like especially like longer fights.
Well, you can put that on if you wanted to.
But I am using the weapon art as much as I can. So.
Sure. Whew. That's some good stuff.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah, so you can't run out the.
No.
Ugh. Okay. 2 flasks. 2 flasks per phase. Fair enough. Alright, once we see the bubbles, is he gonna bubble here?
I think he has a set spot that he normally comes up at.
You
Yeah,
lie.
it's always like wherever the guy dies.
Ah. He took damage somehow. What happened?
I don't know, maybe he bumped his head on the way.
Oh no. Yeah. I'm okay.
Ooh. Get angry. Yeah, keep in mind, if he whiffs on that grab, you can also beat his head up while he's on the ground.
Yeah, yeah. This is phase 3 then?
Yep.
Or the third?
Going on to phase 3.
Okay. Bubble. It's gonna bubble here.
Nice. The explosion thing is specific to phase 3, but everything else is the same. You can drink Boost Blast if you wanted.
Good idea. Oh, there's the second one.
It's alright. Live and learn. Hanging off the edge of tomorrow. Yeah, usually I believe it's better to try to stay back, but it is very tempting to try to block it so that you can get the headshots off when he's done, because he is like weak afterwards, so they let you just wail on him for a little bit anyways. Yeah, sorry. I never got all the tiers.
Yeah, whatever's on now is probably fine. I just put on the fire thing so that it'll be extra fire damage on my
Okie dokie.
opening attack. Nah, I don't need that. Do one of these.
Move the laptop back. Maybe that'll help to see a little bit. Yeah, it's really hard to see through those thorns, but I guess that's the idea. So that's what makes it tricky.
Okay, he's doing the side roll to avoid thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Oh. Oh, got me. Ripperonis.
It's alright. It was a bad roll anyway.
I think one of the early games I'm gonna show our kids one day is gonna be Age of Mythology, because it's so easy to like mod that game because it's all a text file.
Right. I can make all the art pretty.
Yeah, well, I think like I was saying, I think it'd be really cool because like the little thumbnail of the villager like looks like shit, right? And so I think it couldn't be very hard for a kid to draw a better one of them.
Yeah,
you
right.
know, especially if they were like taught how to draw. I was never taught how to draw. People just either made fun of my drawing or said, "Oh, it's perfect."
Yeah,
Or
people
whatever.
either ripped it up or was just like, "Oh, good for you."
Yeah. I'm not really thinking so much about like what would make me win this fight. I'm just trying more to like line up the coolest attacks, like at the most cool times. I'm like not even like.
You want a style on this guy. Man.
I was just thinking like, what if he came down and I just like stabbed his head like that?
I didn't actually think that was going to hit you because I thought you would be underneath him over on the other side. But I think that they just magnet hand you. I think they pulled like a dragon butt move on you.
He may do 3 at low health. Okay, so he's doing
The
more of the
explosions,
explosions, yeah. I was just so excited to like hit him. You know what? I will go into the fight with the flaming sword. I think I will. That probably expunges it though, right? Oh, it doesn't.
Oh,
Interesting.
very nice.
Okay. Because it's not always the best move to start with the weapon art. It's honestly never a good idea to use the weapon art in this game ever. Unless they're like super open and literally anything would hit them. Oh, but his arm is there. Is that it? It is.
Yeah. Nice.
Oh boy.
Mindful of your health.
I'm like so. I was thinking maybe I could side run it, but no, you have to roll this for some reason.
Yeah, they just make it that way. Like, no, you can't just do it the way that you want to do it. You gotta do it the way I want to do it.
Damn, that's a lot of fucking damage with
yeah.
the flask on. I kind of want to top up. It's a waste, but I'm gonna just top up so I don't have to think about it. Okay, and then is he gonna bubble? He's gonna bubble close to me.
Bubbles right where he dies, right? Or behind you, I guess. The last few times he just bubbles right where the last one dies.
I don't know why I went for it. I just like wanted it. Oh.
I know. I actually really want you to get the spin one too, because it feels like it'd be really sick, you know?
Oh, I shouldn't have charged it. I would have had it if I didn't charge it. I was just like, oh, I'd be so sick if I landed it.
Yeah. No, I've definitely suffered through the same temptations. So I'm guessing, like, is this some sort of kind of madness theme we're going with here? Because it also has the same eyes on the sunflower bud that it had with those ethereal beings that you can't attack.
I don't know. I think they're just trying to get a good... I think they're just big into piss and, like, charcoal. You know what I mean? Like,
sure.
That's just kind of the color scheme they're going for with this.
Right. It is similar to the spooky area color scheme.
Yes. Oh. Again, I thought I would be under it, but I think you just can't get under it. Which is, like, fine.
Yeah, that one hurt me.
Hello? Hello? Why is it so shitty?
It's Elden Ring.
Okay. So I guess the answer to the puzzle is move away from him when he does that. You're not allowed to block or dodge it.
Yeah, they want you to, like, move back.
Right. Don't have the reach. That's... Oh, okay, I'm alive.
That was close, yeah.
Fuck. Oh boy. Can I hit him? What the fuck was that? Like it was so cocked up.
Yeah.
Like I had to unlock. I just didn't.
Too much of a cool guy. Having some Japanese Roku gin and juice. Bought when Akira Toriyama died. It's nice. Just one now. And a toast for Toriyama.
Crack a rune arc. Should have charged it.
So.
Oh, that's the grab fight. The gayest move. I honestly hate what that looks like. Just visually, it looks so stupid.
Yeah, I'm just whacking you with the flower head.
Okay. Nice. Excuse me? Oh. Oh. Yeah. Alright. He's gonna come up and explode, right?
The third phase, I believe so. Yeah. Okay, so that's bad. And then, bam! Fucking get him! Oh, nice! You got him. Remembrance of the Shadow Sunflower. I wonder what you get from that.
Oh, I hope it's some cool thorn effects.
It
Thank you
was
for letting
pretty
me play that one. That
No,
guy's
no,
cool.
definitely. You did great.
And thank you for the weapon recommendation. That's such a cool looking sword. Perfect weapon to beat this guy with.
I guess let's see if there's anything else around here, but I think that it's just a
It's so thematic.
giant boss room.
So especially since it's his weak point is essentially teabagging you. Yeah.
I'll turn him into terrible oil that nobody should ever have.
Sunflower oil.
I don't know, I guess I'll just... And, yeah. That was fun watching you play it, anyways.
Yeah, it's super cool. The lighting on the fire is really nice. It lit up your armor very well.
Right. So, Nicola's great rune. I gotta repair that?
Oh, speaking of honor and stuff, I have taken to for a long time. I've taken to when someone corrects me and says it says oh, you mean you're doing well? I say no.
No.
What are you, a fucking demon? What are you, evil? What do you think, I shouldn't be doing good? I immediately pounce on them.
I am doing good. For the world.
And I immediately like a rabid dog. I'm like, good should be synonymous with good.
So, the sunflower blossom. Really? Is this a helmet?
It's a
Oh, it's a
colossal
colossal
weapon.
weapon.
It's a headbutt, is what it is.
Headbutt. Well, I was
Oh, so the power that they give you is the headbutt of the flower? That's so gay. What's the...
Is it literally you headbutting, or is it like slamming it with the sunflower weapon?
Maybe, but either way.
And then there's also the hail of golden projectiles.
It's an incantation.
Yep. Yes, it is.
Boo! I wanted a thorn power, to be honest. Like something that's like does that cool thorn effect in front of you.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have taken the thorn stuff over shooting, because like we've seen the shooting of the golden bullets or whatever you want to call it.
I'm sure that's like powerful or something, but like...
I mean, but we already have stuff like it, so we don't need another one. They should have gave us the thorns. We got robbed. It's because they didn't finish the DLC.
What is that?
Is it a bug?
Yeah. It's a dead bug.
Ooh. Okay.
I think I killed it.
Yeah, hopefully that's not a problem later with the salt on the 3D printing spools.
No, it should be fine.
Okay.
Because that's like a big particle that'll probably not stick to the plastic as it's like going through. Worst case scenario probably acts the same as salt. I mean, as dust.
So the rune is a usable item. Does that mean like I'm fucked if I don't get it in the first go or something?
No, I wouldn't use it. I think if you just have it in your inventory, it's probably...
Retains not but the powers to resist charms.
Yeah, so I think if you just have it in your inventory, probably... Oh, reusable it says. Excuse me.
Reusable, okay.
Okay.
So you use it before you enter the boss fight, or...
Yeah, I assume so. Or maybe it gets rid of the when you get grabbed the first time. Maybe it gets rid of that effect.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Like a divine blessing
head,
or whatever.
So maybe stick it someplace. Yeah. No, but that situation I was talking about earlier, but was completely unable to finish my thought. Like, there was someone I know, their girlfriend cheated on them, and then like they broke up or whatever, and then some of his friends were like still friends with... Are we using all the... Oh, you're leveling up?
Yeah, might as well.
Okay. Some of his friends were like still friends with the girl, and I was just like...
Icky.
I was just like, why? And it's like, oh, well, you know, I don't like...
Yeah, I wouldn't want anything to do with
They were like, there's two sides to every story, and I was like, well, she's a whore. What's the other side of the story? And they're like, oh, well, like, I don't know, maybe, like, she tried to break up, and then, like, she couldn't, so she just, like, cheated on him. It's like, what?
Oh, likely story.
It's like, do you hear yourself? Like, you have a fully functioning brain, and you just said that to me?
Yeah.
That is actually what I said. I was very angry. It's just like, it's just like...
Yeah, I kind of feel that. Hey, you think the Fire Ash of War would be at all effective on Radon? Or is he
it would certainly look cool.
The many bosses that are completely immune? It would certainly look cool.
Yeah.
I do want to get to bed.
Oh, yeah.
maybe it's something to try next time.
Yeah, let's
on the Game Fans.
let's do it next time.
Yeah. Oh.
It's not always cut and dry decisions to make shades of gray. There are actually just black and white things in the universe. Not everything is a shade of gray. If you cheat on someone, you're a bad person. I mean, maybe there's some kind of exception out there somewhere in the vast sea of logic. You could come up with some reason, but it doesn't matter. If that's your friend and his girlfriend has cheated on him. Like, there's so many people that were like, oh, I don't want to take sides. Oh, I don't want to get in the middle of it. Oh, I don't want to, like... And it's like, why? It's like, what? Like, and then people will say, like, especially girls will say, like, oh, I don't want to make enemies. It's like...
Yeah.
This is why girls can't go to war.
I have that instinct, too.
It's just like, this is...
I know that it's a bad instinct, because really you shouldn't surround yourself with people, especially in this case, people who are disloyal.
Yeah. It's
you
just,
know?
it's, and then you project to the world that you're worthless. You're just worthless as a friend. No one should place any value or trust in you if you can't even stand up for your closest friend when their girlfriend cheats on them. It's just like, it's just like it's like, oh, you didn't make any enemies, but you certainly didn't make any friends, because who would be friends with someone who, it's just, it's so... And it's like such an exterior situation to me. Like, I've never gone through any of the things anyone's like going through in the situation, but it's just like, I'm just seeing it over there, and I'm like, this is fucking... And it's not even... It wasn't even like a close friend of mine. It was just someone like I kind of knew, and I was like, they're a fucking whore, and they're like, oh, you know, it's fine, you know, I guess I'm over it. Like, you could.
They're nice to me, so I should be nice to them back.
No, like the person who it happened to was like, oh, you don't have to like hate them. I was like, what do you think? What is this? I was like, what is this for you? This is because this is the person that I want to be. I don't want to be some honorless like scum. Like, what am I? What? Like, what am I afraid of? Like, some social tension if I say she's a fucking whore to her face, and then I see her again and she's like uncomfortable or says something mean? You know what I would say? I would just say, yeah, but you're a cum guzzling whore. Like, what?
Oh man.
It's just like, the whole thing is, well, I don't want to make any enemies. Like, what is it? Is she going to say something nasty about you? Or is she going to talk about it behind your back? What?
She's gonna try to ruin your life because you don't like her and don't want anything to do with her? I don't know.
The best approach, I think, in that situation is to make sure that whoever would do that knows that you'll come for them. Because, you know, let's say you're afraid that they're going to talk behind your back or whatever. They should be a lot more afraid of what you're going to do to them. Because if it's possible for you to feel fear, some fucking whore is going to feel fear for sure. I mean, if they don't have the moral character, the conviction to even, like, stick to the person they're in a relationship or break up with them, they can't even, they're just, like, cheating on them, they're so weak. They're so weak. What are you worried about with their opinion? It's like, and then it's like, oh my god, I'm like talking to this guy, and I'm like all of his, it's just this whole friend group is just like weak, like honorless, like trash. It's just like, society needs a fucking, people should, I think it started with probably all the way back when people were like, oh, it's not I'm doing good, it's I'm doing well. It's like, doing good and feeling well should be synonymous. And anyone who argues otherwise, I will pounce on like a crazy person. Be like,
well, doing good will make you feel well.
And I'm not a super like prescriptivist, right? The versus descriptivist as far as the grammar goes, but like, when someone says, "Oh, how are you doing?" I'm doing good. They're like a normal, down to earth like person that you don't hate. If someone goes like, "How are you doing?" They're like, "I'm doing well." It's like, yeah, that's a real hateable piece of shit. That's like a real like, Especially when they do the big pause before well, because they're like, and here comes the correct term grammatically. Well, it's like
I'm so
okay.
smart. Yes.
Oh.
Oh, I listened in English class in high school.
Just like, but it drives me fucking nuts. It's like, I don't know. I just. Yeah, it just drives me. Especially like fence sitters when it's like, oh, I'm not taking sides. It's like, so what you're saying is that you're an unreliable coward that has no moral fiber, no conviction, and you're so weak. You're barely even, barely a person. You're basically an animal just roaming around, like looking for things that it likes and like, just.
Yeah. Well, in that situation. I will say there are other situations where people start really petty drama where like none of it matters and it's like you're both idiots. I'm not taking either of your side because you're both stupid.
Yeah, I've definitely had friends where I was like, I want to make it very clear. I am taking I don't want but it's like they're like, oh no, you don't have to take a side. It's like no. I am taking a side. It's against both of you. And then I would remount one of them with a big long list, and I go to the other one and be like, the same explanation. Like, listen, you are both so retarded. I'm taking a side. It's against both of you. You're both dumb. And
That's just how bad you are.
Yeah, it was a kind of a unique situation, I guess. It was like. It was like and in a way I kind of it was a unique enough situation that it almost feels like it should like go into like a story at some point, but it was like the girl was going off to school, guy was not going off to school, guy was nervous she was cheating, she started doing drugs when she was in school and he didn't like that, he was very straight edge, and so they were arguing a lot. He was asking like, are you doing drugs, who are you seeing, what are you doing, and then she broke up with him because she was like, well, we're going to have like a real breakup, so I'll break up now when there's no problem. And then he can't get a girl, so I'll just come back and he'll still be around. And then
one of those things.
And then she comes back around and he's like, he's met some girl from France and convinced her to fly over and fuck his brains out. And then she comes by and is like, hey, let's fuck. I don't know. She was like she tried to just like get him back, and it just wasn't. It just didn't happen that way. But she was not sleeping with anyone. She hadn't slept with anyone. In the interim, she just broke up because she thought that it would. Later, he would just still be around.
Yeah, she just didn't want to face the problems.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I reamed them both out for all the reasons you could probably imagine. Especially the dude who's like seeing that French girl, because I don't know, maybe in France everyone's a fucking whore, but like.
She wasn't really worth the effort.
No, but he was with her, but they didn't have the exclusivity conversation. It's like,
oh my god,
dude, if she flies to you and you don't pitch in for the plane tickets, I guess that's a separate issue. But it's like, you're dating. You didn't fly her over. Like, you're not some big money bag. You didn't even pick her up from the airport.
Oh no. Oh my god.
That guy was pretty bad in other ways.
No, my brother's most recent ex liked to fight with him for attention. That sounds about right. Some people just like feel unsatisfied, can't find the real reason why, so they just bicker about small things.
And like, oh, you know, the fight for attention thing, like trying to get attention from him. Still alive. It flew off that way.
I'm sorry.
Must destroy. It was flying low, probably injured. Must kill.
We'll get it.
That, like, it's funny because I think I've got, like, bad, like, judgment genetics. Like, people sometimes. Because when I hear that, I'm like, oh, that's kind of cute. She's fighting for attention, but it's like that's so caustic. It's like just so like
Of course.
your existence is just melting the other person. You're just degrading them down. It's a bad idea. There's also I've also heard people say like, oh, but like makeup sex or whatever is the best part of fighting. That's why you fight. And
Some
it's like,
abusive relationship shit.
it's like, couldn't you just like have great sex all the time?
Yeah, couldn't you just like
frequently?
be nice and have sex also? It's like, if you need attention, why don't you just like go over to your boyfriend and rub his shoulders or something? Like, why don't you go give each other a hug when you need attention?
Was it Click? The movie where like there was some movie where they're like, oh, once she puts her sweatpants on, we never have sex. Oh, so I've got to get home before she puts her sweatpants on. And it's like, what kind of like weird like
that is weird.
mystical magical cartoon bullshit is this? Couldn't you just show up home, see her in her sweatpants, and be like, me want fuck, and just I just don't. I don't know. People
All's
are retarded.
fair when the sweatpants come off.
It's like, oh, she's wearing her sweatpants. Why don't you tear the sweatpants off of her?
Yeah, right.
Oh God. But yeah, no. People should have some kind of like moral conviction, like when. But then it's also like, I'll ask the question like, do you think it's wrong? And then they're like, yes. And it's like, so why do you still talk to him? It's like, well, I don't know. I'm a little bitch boy. Oh. And it's just that's I don't know. I think you should stand up for what you believe in, and then also have like a kind of air of like fallibility, where like you kind of understand you could be wrong, and so don't do anything like don't do anything too extreme with your beliefs, but you should like have them. You should exist, because what makes you exist as a person is having some morality. It's like, God, it's just like
having something that you stick to, you know.
So what is your personality just made up of your preferences on your algorithm that you doom scroll through? Like, you have to exist. You have to like be a person. And like
be more than the IP on your T-shirt.
Yeah, like you should, and like even if it's uncomfortable, we'll be excited. Be excited for the situation where it's uncomfortable, where other lesser people wouldn't be able to do anything, or stand up for themselves. You've been given a challenge, a call. Like Christianity is big on that, like the trials or something, but like. You have an opportunity. This is like a dialogue option, like a plot relevant choice that'll affect your ending. You get to tell someone that they're a piece of shit, and you get to like be a person. You get to have some morals. You get to have like a.
You get to sleep at night without tossing and turning and worrying about like if you're a good person.
I mean, I guess some people just deaden themselves to the point where they're what's a good...
everybody's a bad person.
Yeah, like that.
What even is good and evil? We're all just the same.
Yeah, that fucking, like... Oh my God. The fucking Bill Burr was, like, talking about, like, cheating or whatever, and he was, like, super upset about, like, this time someone, like, cheated on him, right? And he was like, I've matured. Like, it's like, That was a real psycho podcast, by the way. It was like
really.
It was Bert Kreischer and Bill Burr, and Bert Kreischer was like, "Oh man, I love cheating on people. I wish I could bottle that." And it's like,
oh fuck no.
It's just like a psycho thing to say. And then Bill Burr was like,
it's like the demon from your story.
Yeah, and like Bill Burr was like choked up, and he was keeping himself composed, but he was like really upset about like something happening to his past. And he's like, I've matured though. Like, I don't think that she was a bad person. She's just doing what she thought would make her happy. Well,
she was doing something bad, though. Yeah. She was doing something bad to you.
Like, there's sure, shades of gray or something, but people will use that
as an excuse. Yeah, as an excuse, and it's not an excuse by any means.
Yeah, like they'll use that to just try to pretend like there's no. It's such a, what do you call it, entropic, where it's just like, let's all just stretch out everything into just nothing. Just it's like as though there's if there's some exception, then there's no such thing as good and evil. And it's like, yeah, okay, yeah, that's fucking trash. That's a trash mentality for like brain drained, like fucking.
Well,
like,
we were also like watching Financial Audit with that one girl who like
she
was a
was a
homewrecker.
basically.
Was a homewrecker.
She's like, I think that's just part of life. And it's like, you know what else is part of life? Being thrown into a trash compactor.
Yeah, but what was crazy about that is that she was like pitying herself over the situation because he didn't leave his wife to go be with her. And you know, that's not the correct reflection that she should be having. You need to, when you do something bad, guys, you need to recognize what you did was bad. And you know, that's part of moving on. You can't just make excuses for yourself, you know?
Yeah.
At the very least.
I don't know. Like a friend of mine, one of her friends was like cheating on her boyfriend. It was an emotional affair with her professor, and she was super ugly and fat. She was like the fattest. She was the fattest, ugliest. Yeah, she was like super fat, and she was like Chinese. And so, like, she had these big cheeks, and then she just had, like, just out of control fat that was, like, burying her eyes, literally.
Oh, my.
And,
that's unfortunate.
She was, like, super obnoxious, and she would, like, she just, like, just the fucking worst. She was cheating with her professor, like, an emotional affair or whatever. They didn't sleep with each other. And then the professor's wife found out, got her number, and then started like harassing her, like texting her like nasty messages. Right. And then my friend was like, "Oh, she should stop doing that." And it's like, listen, if she took a shovel and beat your friend to death, it would be fair. You understand that, right? Like I was like, stop telling. I was like, if you're looking for some kind of sympathy for her, you're asking the completely wrong person. I cannot stress enough. This is bad. I mean, the best thing she did was cause a situation where she broke up with her boyfriend, because her boyfriend was so much more attractive than her. He was just like a white guy with was like athletic, great job, bought himself a house, and just terrible self-confidence. So he ended up with this girl and was like taking care of her mother even after like they broke up. He was like taking care of her elderly mother or whatever.
Wow. It's quite a lot of commitment he had to this
that
family.
Guy, yeah, I hope that guy found anyone else, because that was just...
Yeah. It's a lot of emotional time wasted.
Oh yeah. Shit ton of time wasted, but he's like handsome. I think the only like the only thing going against him is that he's short, but not. Yeah, he was pretty short, but he was athletic. But a lot of times when you're shorter, you build muscle better. So he, without really, I don't know, I don't think he worked out that much. He had like visible, like his forearms were like kind of defined, and he had something of a bicep going on.
Yeah.
So he looked...
So he's decent looking.
Yeah, and he had all of his hair and everything.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with the guy.
Yeah, and he had a house. It's so he could have done way better than literally like 450-pound actual bowling ball, like pretty solidly round, like could totally roll down the street.
No. Oh wow. She busted that new door and we went and forced him to stay at our house for a while after. He still stayed with her for half a year, but now the cat was out, he would bitch non-stop to us about her. Jeez. Yeah, it really is unfortunate. A lot of people go through like these really nasty relationships before they find the one. But, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean you could get super fucked up trying to fall in love.
Yeah. Well, especially you know, you want to find somebody. You're inexperienced. You don't know what the red flags are. Maybe you don't have
Yeah.
good friends who can tell you what the red flags are, and you end up in a bad relationship a couple times in the beginning. You know.
I think also it's I think also what doesn't help is that like societally there's no punishment for someone fucking someone over as long as it's not them specifically. Unless you're dealing with people who have like morals and conviction. And I don't think it's very fashionable to have morals and conviction, and so like creatures will just like
literal creatures
will just not. But it's like I despise it so much because people will like I don't know, even some people will talk about, oh, that wasn't very good that they did that, and then it'll be like, oh, but I shouldn't gossip, and it's like I don't know, there's like people have a weird definition of like gossiping, like what the fuck is gossiping? It's like you have an opinion on what someone's doing, and like if you're talking about someone's situation, I mean, I guess like if I'm talking about someone's situation, I'm probably thinking like I like when someone's like doing something dumb, like they're making dumb decisions. I like to talk about it not because I want to like shit on them, but because I want to like air it, find a solution or air it with other people to kind of discuss how to not do that, right? And that's like kind of what being a social animal is like for. I can understand someone feeling bad if he knows that everyone's talking about him or something,
of course,
but I don't know. No, like there's a fine line to be drawn. There's also people that are just kind of like nasty, where that all they do is just like say or make up mean things or say mean things about just anything anybody's doing, like where they're just like constantly like, oh, do you see that they walk to their car slow? They must like, I don't know. They must have like
a peg leg or something.
Yeah, a peg leg. I don't know. Just
no, you're definitely right about that. Some people just get into a really bad habit of liking lying.
He was avoiding her in the garage, so she kept checking on him every hour until she fell asleep and woke up, and he was still out there, so she took a baseball bat and broke the door because he had it locked. You know, to check on him.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Okay.
No, he allowed no discussion. He just wanted her to stop fighting with him and everything would be okay. Huh. Yeah.
Domestic violence calls are some of the worst police calls.
Yeah, I told the story of the guy I knew from, like, that haunted house who his wife was, like, crazy and was, like, throwing the nail polish at the walls and stuff. Yeah. I wonder what happened with that. I couldn't find his Facebook. I found his brother, but I didn't find his. His brother's Facebook was, like, private. You had, like, be friends with him or something. So, like, I couldn't, like, creep around and look at his friends and, like, see if he still has, like, a profile picture with his wife or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't have a Facebook anymore. So.
Facebook sucks anyway.
We did what we could since she had 2 children to not send her to jail. She had 2 children, or they had 2 children?
Yeah, that is an important distinction, isn't it?
Yeah. Bitches are also sometimes super crazy.
She.
Oh, she had 2 children.
Okay.
Alright, well.
So not with him, though.
Get her the fuck out of there.
So, I mean, yeah, I mean... Like,
not his babies, not your problem. Throw her in jail.
It is kind of true, though. I would feel bad for the kids for sure, but I'm sure somebody else can figure it out.
Yeah. But yeah, no, also, like, surrounding myself with people that have, like, a soul has really raised my standard for, like, acceptable behavior.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, the same with me too.
Yeah.
Especially now that we have really genuinely good friends who like care about our well-being,
Yeah.
and we care about them, and we like actually hang out. We have fun. We have good discussions,
And
meaningful discussions.
And they like to be around us.
Yeah, because there's so many fair weather friends.
They don't smoke weed for literally over a year without any contact.
I mean, they still have not contacted us. I don't know what their excuse is now, but it doesn't matter.
I'm done.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah.
All the text messages that we've sent them and nothing.
I like 3D printed stuff and dropped it off at their house, like little like toys and whatever.
Yeah, it's
like
offering, giving them stuff.
Little like presents, and it just didn't
Just
say anything.
because,
Didn't
not
say
even.
didn't say anything.
Yeah, it's just brutal, you know. It really is important to have like, not just friends, but good friends. Friends that are not gonna weigh you down, but do the opposite, lift you up.
Yeah.
Imagine that. Yeah. Anyway.
Then they
Oh yeah.
after not hearing from them for forever, they like sent a donation link for their like graduation or something. They're like, oh hey, sorry I haven't like talked to you in a year.
Give me money.
Like a second year.
Yeah.
It's like, glad you have good friends these days. Yeah. Yeah, super. It's fucking awesome. But yeah, no, I guess I've kind of always had like a spine, I guess. I was criticized once at college for judging people based on what they did in the past. And I was like, well, that's all you've done. You are the same person who did the things in the past.
It was 2 weeks ago, bro.
Like, it wasn't even like a long time ago.
Yeah, exactly, right?
It was like
judging somebody by something they did when they were 5 years old. Yeah, I get that. But, like, judging somebody by, like, maybe a year ago, it's like, I don't know, man.
It was, like, the day before. And it was the guy who didn't, the lactating guy who couldn't wipe his own ass, or didn't know how to, more appropriately.
Either way, stopped doing it.
Didn't believe it was possible to wipe his own ass. Check out that video on my channel if you're curious. But like, he was just being like a total piece of shit, and I was like, you're a piece of shit. Like, I was like, why are you acting like a piece of shit? It's like, oh, you really judge people based on your like past experiences. Like, past? It's like basically the present,
just
dude.
happened.
And even if it was the past, like you are that person. Like, it's like if someone did good stuff, it's like, oh, they did all this, like, oh, they got all these people off alcohol. They went into AA because their like dad got clean and they just wanted to help out the organization. They're a sponsor for like 8 people.
Right.
But then they had to stop being their sponsor because they had to like go off to college, and you'd be like, oh wow, they did all these great things. They're like a good person because of those things.
Yeah.
If you went around like crawling in through people's windows and slapping their babies, and then selling the footage.
The balance would, you know.
Yeah, and then you like sell the footage to like Madagascar, like the Madagascar mafia or something.
Okay.
Like if and it's like, oh, but that's all behind me. That was in the past. It's like, you are a person who would crawl in through someone's window and slap their baby.
You have the potential to do that.
Not only do you have the potential to be a baby slapper, you it's not like you were a baby slapper. You're a baby slapper. You're just that. Like,
no, but I do agree that people, of course, change throughout time. Obviously, me now wouldn't agree with stuff that I said, like me 6 years ago or something like that.
yeah.
But yeah, you know, like Oscar said, you have to demonstrate a change. You have to put forward that you are a different person and
Oh.
actually like do if you did bad things in the past, then I think you're obligated to do good things right now and to be constantly be doing good things. You know.
I don't think people change that much. I think people kind of evolve into who they are, or they suppress who they are to some extent. I don't think people change that. I don't think people really change. I think people kind of like develop, but you don't. You only develop to like a point. Like, and I think some people will like because of societal pressure, like resist being themselves, or but not societal, but like because of the people in their immediate circle. Like especially, people are also influenced by like their three closest friends or whatever. And if you have like a bunch of friends that are like total pieces of shit, the way that you act is going to be kind of the average of the extremes because you sort of balance yourself in that way. And so you're like, oh, I'm not as much of a piece of shit as this guy. So I'm okay. I'm in the safe zone. No one's going to call me out for being a piece of shit. You just naturally kind of gravitate in that direction.
It's like the bully group where it's like, well, at least I'm not the worst of the bullies.
Right. But
I'm just the goon.
But then when you get taken out of that situation, people don't respond to it like they're going to respond to you and who you are, who you let your influences be. You're responsible for all of these things, right? Like we did the like the Sonic video or whatever, where I'm like I'm trying to guess the songs, or whatever I was doing. There was a couple people that were like upset that I was acting very like elitist. They were very bothered by it. I wasn't really bothered by it. I didn't see myself acting like that and see a problem. But then I was thinking like, oh, well, I guess that's probably because the people I was friends with were like way more elitist and way more snobby, and like I've always surrounded myself with like metalheads who are like very extremely elitist by their nature, and I don't see that much wrong with like elitism, but you know, I could also see like watching myself back as like, oh, maybe how I'm acting is like a little bit out of line. I should be like more polite or whatever. And I think part of it is like you're a little nervous, so you act in it. So I act a little more stiff, and so I'm acting more kind of by instinctively like more snobby, right? Because I'm like, you know,
trying to copy a behavior rather than naturally.
I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain, but you sort of, when you're under pressure, you're gonna act a little more, in a way, like what's a little bit easier to act. Like you're a little more, maybe I don't know. Maybe something you've seen. Maybe some more, you know. I'm not like a psychologist,
Sure,
but like people will act differently under pressure, and then they'll also be influenced by like who they have in their life, and so, you know.
Yeah, it's an interesting discussion.
But it's like. You are still like the person that you're still the person that did the things that you did. Like that is still you. Like if you murdered someone, you'd still be a murderer. Like it's people who want a fresh slate the next day are retarded. Like
it's not gonna work that way for sure.
Like they were telling me like some shitty thing they did the previous day, and I was like, wow, you're a piece of shit. Like stop. Those pictures were taken like last month, says Kyle. Yeah.
Right. Well, anyway, it is getting late, so while the conversations have been very interesting, I do want to get to bed.
Oh yeah.
But thank you everybody for joining us on another Elden Ring DLC stream. We'll do our best to, I guess maybe finish up this boss, or maybe I'll try to do, or I'll look at a walkthrough of maybe the spooky Halloween-y section.
Oh yeah, that'd be interesting.
But I can always go back and do that even after I do the boss, because, you know, I don't think this area disappears or anything after you finish it. Yeah. I would be upset if it did, but, you know. Anyway.
Yeah, and thank you guys so much for hanging out, for listening to me ramble. I'm a little bit, like, extroverted and a little bit introverted, so, like, sometimes it helps to, like, coalesce my thoughts by just, like, saying them out loud. So, You guys do a great service by existing.
Yeah. And we'll see you next time for the next Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree stream. Good night, everybody.